Hey crafters, it's me, Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and welcome to another Free Play Friday, where I share an idea about how to make something, a technique, a paper fold, a fancy fold card, or just something really cool. Like tonight, we're gonna work on scratch-off cards. So if you've never made a scratch-off card, there's a lot of different ways to make it. There's no right way or wrong way. There's no real recipe. You just want to make it so that it fits your theme and your occasion and how you want to do it depending on what supplies you have. The two things that you seriously need, in my opinion, I'm going to say three things, would be your packing tape, because you're going to need this kind of a tape. I think you could probably even use, hey Janet and Barbara, I think you could probably even use Scotch tape, but I've not tried it. Some kind of a metallic paint. I'm using silver. You could do gold, whatever you want. And then your drink bottle. No, I'm just kidding. Soap. And I've got this huge thing of soap over here. Hi, Carolyn, Joanne, Kathy, Rosie, Debbie, Monica. I'm using this big thing of Dawn. You can use whatever kind of dish soap you have, liquid. I would assume it's just liquid. I've not tried a dry one. I don't know why you would. Just makes the most sense. So first of all, I'm going to show you the ones. These are the ones that I created in the thumbnail, if you saw that. And so I've cut off all these little scratch-off tickets here. And I created these on just, let's say I opened up a Word document. I started typing in what I wanted. There was the big thing going on in our school not too long ago about catching people being awesome. Like, oh, I caught you being awesome. So then you would get a scratch off and you'd find out what you won, right? And then I thought, well, we'll have adult ones too. So caught you being awesome. There's an adult prize, a spa day. Well, we're going to go ahead and scratch off a couple other ones. Let's find out what else we can put in there. Caught you being awesome, scratch off. So this one is child related. This one I didn't paint quite as dark. If you look, you can see a little bit of the letters yet. But it's still kind of hard to read. So we're going to go ahead and scratch this one off. Oh, dinner out with mom. So there's a nice little kid. One for home. You can do them for school, for home. For fun, like wedding gags where you put them on the table and people win stuff and whatnot. That would be really cool. Here's one that has an adult prize in it. And by adult, I just mean something that you're going to, like the spa day, you would treat your significant other to or something like that. So here's one that's a back rub. And who can't get enough of those? We're all stressed out, right? Caught you being awesome. Here's another one for your kids. Ah, movie night. Treat them to a movie night. Maybe they get to choose the movie. Maybe they get to pick the night. Your rules, right? You have control over this, but then they feel spectacular because they won something. Caught you being awesome. Here's your prize. Ooh, here's one for the kiddos. Your choice for dinner. And of course, ahead of time, you might want to decide, do you want that to be something, an option where you're eating out? Do you want it to be, you have to choose something from home? That type of thing. So you're always in control of doing this if you're doing it with your kids. And the fun thing is you could scratch off all of this stuff and you could reuse these again, just paint over them again. Last one we have is Caught You Being Awesome, scratch off. Oh, I have one over here yet. Oh, pizza night. Pizza night! So if you're not the type of family that always has pizza night, that might be a spectacular win for somebody. Win a pizza night. And I've got a couple more here. So all I did was print them out on a larger sheet, as you see here, and then cut them down. Oh, I lost my quarter. Cut them down into smaller cards. You can decide what size you want. So now I've got all the stuff flying all over the place, which is why I chose to do them on top of another piece of paper. I want to see also, we're going to play around with this to see, can we alter the way we make them? Can we add more or less soap to find out if they scratch off better? One thing that in my research that I found out is that you really should not use a Sharpie because then it's really hard to cover. Inkjet, I don't think inkjet or laser really matters. I chose to do mine with I did a lighter gray circle with my typed out on the top. I thought that would just be easier, harder to see through if there's the gray there, but that's up to you. This was printed just with a toner printer, but I don't think it really matters. What you're worried about is, can I see it from the back? Because if you can see it from the back, then there's really no point in doing the scratch off, because they're going to be able to flip over and look at it. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this one. Caught You Being Awesome. 10 extra minutes on screen time. That's really important to those kids these days. So if you're really watching your kids' screen time, 10 extra minutes might be a big deal to some. Caught You Being Awesome prize. Ooh, a $5 gift card for Fortnite. Lots of kids are addicted to the Fortnite game. Caught You Being Awesome. One more we have. Ah, you might have something else set up in your classroom, in your home. Pick from the prize jar. You know what? And a lot of the other things that you could give out for kids is it's just easy stuff. You know, like one pass on having to clean your room, or stuff that you have around your house that they really like and want. So I'm going to get rid of all those for now. I'm going to get a wet one. And the reason why I want to play around and see if the amount of soap makes a difference, my roller for picking this stuff up is not picking it up anymore because it's really full. I played around with it, it rolled up all the stuff, and now it's dirty and I didn't rinse it off. So I'm going to go ahead and just pick these up, get them off of here. I'm going to show you how I originally did it, and then I'm going to share with you some other unique, different ideas that I thought of that we could try to see if we can make this easier. Could you put a template of this up for us on your group page? Possibly, Kathy. I like where you're going with that. This one is already made, and it's made by... Hold on, I saved her little thing over here. I have so much stuff on my desk today, guys, you wouldn't believe it. She is called the Crazy Craft Lady. Alright? And she does this one that you can print out. I believe you can even print them out in different colors. It doesn't have to be pink. And then you can type in what you want, and it says scratch off, and they all look similar to this. This is linked for you guys below in the description box if you want one that's already prepared. There's a link down there for this. Mine is very, very boring. I created it on my software for my silhouette. So if I do make a copy of it, it would be a silhouette form. So I'm not sure that would work for everyone, but if you had a silhouette, it would. You could print it out from there. What color Nouveau was I using for icicles? Diamond, I believe. No, Blizzard. Blizzard. It's just it's their version of a clear one. A shiny one. Huge snowstorm. I don't know that I'd call it huge. Unless we get 6 or more inches. I'm leaving tomorrow to go up north, so I'm hoping that it's not going to be crazy. Alright, I'm going to show you first off, before I pull out all this extra stuff I have. This was my first template, so that I could put it right over the top and paint it and hope that it stayed in the circle. And you saw how some of them ended up. Some of them ended up really wonky. I went outside my tape, it went underneath the template, it didn't turn out exactly looking super pretty. So that's why I'm so excited. I can't wait to share with you guys. Let's just try this out. Kathy, I will definitely get that to you somehow, if that works for you. So this was the first way I did it. I went ahead and printed out my whole sheet, and while it was on this whole sheet, I'm going to give myself a little leeway here. I went ahead and put this over the top and painted it and dried it. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit how I did that. So all you need is just a little bit of paint, and I'm talking just a couple of drops. Don't go crazy. And then a little bit of dish soap, you know, a couple drops. Depending on, you know, if you're going to make a whole sheet of these, then you can do more. So that's way more than needed. Okay, I got a couple of drops of each. And then you're going to go ahead and mix that together. All right. Place my, and I just cut a little hole out of acetate that matched this circle. And I'm going to go ahead and, oops, I forgot to tell you the next step. Oh, darn it, I knew I was going to forget that. I even wrote myself a cheat sheet. You have to put the magic tape over the top. Put the magic tape on it, because that makes it reusable and scratch offable. Silly me. Then put your thing down. There we go. So go ahead and just paint right over the top of that. See, and it goes underneath my little stencil here, so it didn't work out that well. But see how it's not covering? That's okay, because we're going to dry it. I think I did like 4 or 5 layers, thick layers, so you can add more. You can add a lot more paint and stuff here. It's just that when I made them the first time, I used way much more paint than I needed. I'm cutting way back here. I may need more. Yeah, see, it comes out from underneath. I got a way to fix that. So let's go ahead and heat that up. Hi, guys. Last time I put down 4 or 5, I swear I got rid of so much extra paint, but I think I'm going to need more this time. So let's go ahead and make just a little bit more. I don't want to go crazy. Don't go crazy. Oh, see, now I got too much. Now I got too much. Probably won't even use it all. That's alright. I had mine on cardstock too, so don't worry. Yours probably won't curl up like that. This is just a piece of printer paper because I wanted to show you guys how this worked out. So let's go ahead and paint over it again. And the letters, as you can tell, they're starting to disappear. I like this version better because I am not the one that's going to sit for 24 hours for every stinking layer. No, ma'am. And this stuff seriously dries really fast. Yeah. Totally dries. Okay, maybe not the edge where I gooped out. That's okay. We'll just get rid of that. And just keep going until the whole thing gets covered. But I'm hoping that this next step, when I play around with it, will get a lot better results. Alright, I can still sort of see the words. Can't see them from the back, that's important. I highly recommend cardstock. But you see, this is kind of a mess. It wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. I was hoping to have it look really super cool and, you know, clean and whatnot, especially if I was going to reuse them. I didn't want to be all over the place. So I'm going to clean this off because this was not my favorite way. Although it super works just fine, and I'm sure that the kids would love it, and either way you do it. And I have my rinse well next to me so I can get rid of all this stuff. And rinse out my brush right away. which is kind of nice that dish soap is in it. Help you clean out your brush. All right, let's put this back down. Let's test it out. Let's see if it's dry enough, if it'll scratch off. Here's what we ended up with. Okay, so yeah, it makes a circle, but it leaks out. Not the best, but it kind of works. It's coming off, but it's taken a little bit of work to get it off. My other ones have been sitting around for a couple days, so the longer you let it sit, the better it goes. But it did scratch off. Check that out. Dinner out with Mom. We got all the fun scratchy doodads here. So, success, right? It would seem that we could probably make this better. So, I got some other stuff together that I thought we could play with and see what kind of ideas will come from you guys. Maybe some of my ideas will spark your ideas. We could get this down pretty perfectly. I'm going to grab my towel. So I want to make sure that I'm not dipping all this stuff into another wet space. Okay. Nope, Debbie, you can use whatever kind of colored paint you want. The silver and the gold just kind of mimic the actual like scratch offs that you've seen. So whatever kind of metallic paint you want to use, although I think any kind of acrylic paint would work, really. As long as you don't forget the magic tape. So I decided that I would like to make this size for my cards. I thought this was a really nice size. I made these 4 inches by 2.5. Yes, 4 by 2.5. So I made a bunch of them. This one's a shorty, that's not one. Okay. 4 by 2.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. My blue mat is made out of silicone. That's what Rosie asked. Okay, so the pieces that I thought that I would add to these would be a 1 1/4 inch square or a 1 1/4 inch circle, depending on what you wanted. My idea went, hey, what if we used a square and we use that and put it on the card, because then we could cut it. We can make it more, you know, clean looking. And I wondered if that would work. So what I'm thinking is, keeping in mind the same idea that we had before, let's give this a run. We're going to go ahead and do the gray color in the background just because I think that looks really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and color mine gray in the background. And then I'm going to take a marker, and because this is cardstock, hopefully this marker won't bleed through. You won't be able to see it, especially if I'm putting cardstock on top of cardstock, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do here, and right, we have to decide, like, okay, what are they going to win? Let's see, let's have them win, you know, a hug from Dad, you know? Okay, get a hug from Dad. You can go really little with these, you can go really big. I decided that wouldn't this be a lot easier? You could get your kids involved in doing this. Maybe you want to make these as a Valentine idea for your give outs at Valentine's Day, right? The kids could help you make them. So number 1, color it. Cut it and color it, whatever gray. You don't have to if you don't want to. I just think it looks really cool. Write on your sentiment however you want that to be. Then tape it. And I can lift it up from this because it's made out of silicone. So I'm going to tape it down. Then paint over the top of it. Let's see if this works. Whoa, way too much soap. Way too much. I'll add a little bit more paint so that hopefully it'll stay moist here. We can keep using it on some of our other ideas. So let's go ahead and mix this up. That's a lot. And do our thin coat over the top, right? And if we get it on top of our mat, we can always wipe it off. So that's a plus. If you're worried about your mat or you don't have one or something like that, use an acrylic block. Why am I not getting at my acrylic blocks here? Oh, there's one. One like this, and put it on top of here. And that way you don't have to get your surface all messed up. Alright, so same idea. Let's go ahead and heat that, because if we do a real thin layer, it should dry really quickly. Now these are thoughts and ideas because I've not done it this way before. I just thought, man, you know, let's play around with this and see if we can come up with some more different tactics to getting these done. I wanted mine neater, so that's my goal. Already I'm seeing 2 coats is practically covering it up. I don't see them anymore. Very, a little bit if I lean and look. So this might be a good way to do it. Maybe I warp the tape, I don't know. I'm spinning my gun and moving it around so that I don't overheat the tape or overheat the paint and get bubbles and stuff, because that one looked so good. I need a clean finger. Here's a clean one. It's not coming up and it's not making fingerprints, so it must be pretty dry. Let's do another one. Here we go. Barbara Isak. So how about printing it up, painting it, then cutting it out, and then gluing it to the card? Printing, painting. Well, you got to make sure you put your magic tape on there. Where are you going to put the, when are you going to put the tape on? I'm following you, Barbara. I am. I'm following you. And as long as you're saying that, if you print it, okay, you could cut them out as your little cards, and you could put that tape, or you could laminate them. I think that would work too. Maybe we want to try lamination, see if that works just as well. That looks like it's pretty well on there. I don't see the letters anymore. Okay. But see, my point was, I don't want it to look this messy. I want it to look really clean. So maybe I want to put, maybe on this one I want to put this straight on here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it and see what happens. Hey, Marcel. So if I flip it over and I follow the side of that and cut it, let's see, it can it withstand that? Is it going to come off? No, it looks like to me it's not going to peel off. So we can just take these layers off here. That makes our perfect square, which is why I wanted to try a square instead of a circle. Look at that, how nice and neat. Then let's glue it on. They are reusable if you do the print the very first way I showed you. They're totally reusable. Oh, you know what? I didn't make sure to stay straight up. So you have to make sure you know which way your sentiment is going. So I'm just going to guess. Actually, my stripes are going this way, so it's either going to be right or it's going to be upside down. I think I got this side a little bit wet with my finger. But for the most part, that looks a lot cleaner and a lot nicer than the other ones did. And then I can go ahead and put on whatever kind of other stuff I want. Like, this one says, "It's your lucky day." Let's just copy that idea. And then put scratch off. Put scratch off with an arrow so that they know that it's a scratch off. I like the idea of being able to write my own. I mean, some of us are creative that way. Others would rather just print it out and be done with it. So I gave you a link in the description box below of a lady who has one that you can get. I will let you guys have the one that the template that I made on my silhouette, and my template will look like this. So you can play around with it and erase, you know, change whatever you want it to say. And that's one. And then I was thinking, you know what, we could just still do the whole watercolor look if we want. So if we grab the regular water markers, water-based markers don't do this with your alcohol ones. Let's do one that's like green. I think green would be fun. Let's go dark. Because when you're watercoloring, it's always going to go lighter. And then all you're going to do is just add a little bit of water to that and put it on your card. I'm going to add some from my rinse well because I think this one's empty. And then just do your own little watercolor dealie here. You can make any color you want. It's your lucky day. Cool, right? Super fun. Hey, Marlene Flint. Thank you so much for your donation to the channel and our community. I really appreciate that. So Marlene did a one-time donation using the Super Chat, which is the little $sign right underneath where you leave your comment. So if you ever feel like you're thoroughly inspired by one of my videos, you can always do that. Alright, so I like that idea. I also wanted to try doing the whole card. Alright, so let's say I want to put mine here. I'm going to laminate the whole card, but I want to know, like this one, I'm not sure now. I didn't keep this up, so when we scratch it later, is it going to be upside right or upside down? I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and trace in pencil really lightly where I want to put my sentiment here, my prize. Right there, and we'll try doing like the whole card. So let's go ahead and do our like color first. We'll just stick with the green since we have this already made up. I'll put down the color first, and then I'll do the writing. And up on this one, I'm just going to do, maybe you want to do birthday. You're fantastic. Maybe you want to make these for your kids' Valentine's and put your fantastic, and then you could put like a little fishy on here. You could do some little fishy cutouts. That would be super fun too. And so we're going to try to do like the whole darn card. Now this is where I'm talking about, we could try laminating. I don't have my laminating machine on, but I imagine that would work. I lost the end of my tape. Oh, it's up here. Duh. Figure it out, Jen. We'll just do like right down the middle because my card's a little bit, it's not as wide, but we'll pretend like we laminated this whole darn thing. Okay, laminate down. It'll laminate the other side as well. So that one is faux laminated, and I have my little sentiment already written on there. We're pretending. And then we could just do our little scratch off over the top. Right? But see, now this, if you do it this way, you have to be really careful to stay in that spot. Can you see why? I was worried about, you know, okay, we'll get it on there. It's going to be a little messy, but that's okay, right? Oh, I saw someone say something about their chores. Wouldn't that be fun if they had to scratch off how much money they got, but they had to do the chore first? That would be super cute. I should have actually wrote a sentiment on this. I was just being lazy. But there's just so much you can do with these, and it's just, it's fun. It's fun to make them. When I was first starting, I was like, okay, doesn't it take a long time to make these? And then the more I looked into it and the ones that I tried, I was like, this is super easy. But a lot of the places that I looked, people that have done it before are like, okay, so you put this layer on and then you wait 24 hours. And the next day you put this layer on and then it takes 4 layers. And I'm thinking, whoa, lady, I don't have that kind of time. I need these today. Right? A stencil. Exactly. Sharon, thank you for coming up with that. I love your ideas. Let's run with Sharon's idea because I really like that idea. So let's go ahead and put this here. All right, and she's talking about how about a stencil? Let's try that. I have one right here. And I have one, this is kind of like a party stencil, kind of like an out there UFO, I don't know, animal kind of thing. But there's a circle right here. I thought, okay, let's try that one. Let's see if that works. That's my gray. So let's say I want my sentiment to be here. This might be kind of tiny. It's possible that's really tiny. I don't know. Let's go ahead and gray this out because I like the gray look. A stencil and a sponge. I don't have a sponge handy. Now I may. We'll give that a shot because I love that idea. Yes, Valentine's with your girls. That would be so fun. Might be the first one ever to bring scratch-offs for your Valentine's. People will be like, oh, that's so cool. There we go. I'm going to try that stencil with a sponge and see if your idea works. So let's go ahead and color this up. We'll stick with the green because we've got that going on. Green. Green, green valleys. That's cool. Alright, this is our scratch off. Scratch. I'm just going to write scratch. And then I'm going to write happy birthday. Happy birthday. Reminds me of Frosty the Snowman. Okay, so we've got our color, our sentiment, our little scratch off. What do we want to give them for their birthday? Do we want to say like, ooh, 25 bucks? Wouldn't that be cool? Heck yeah, who would be unhappy with $25? I would be super happy. All right, so we have to put our tape down. I'm gonna tape the whole darn thing again. You bought some and the homemade ones didn't work? Well, I just scratched off my other ones and they worked just fine. We're gonna try these at the end and see if they work. Now, my other ones, like I said, I heated them just like I did these so they were dry. But I didn't scratch them immediately. I left them sitting here for a couple of days while I was getting ready for my other videos and stuff. So, don't be upset if these don't scratch. You may have to let them sit for 24 hours. But maybe they'll scratch just fine. That other one was a little tougher to scratch, I'll admit. Let's try this one. Somebody said a sponge, and I think I have some. Makeup sponge down here. Oh, yes. Yes, I do. Yes, indeedy. Here it is. Hopefully we have enough left. I'm just going to use a little makeup sponge. Let's see if that does a good job, but doesn't go all outside and crazy. Oh. I like it so far. How'd I get that little one through there? I must have used too much paint. Don't use too much paint! These would be super fun for adults too. So don't just think kids, because man, we like getting stuff too, don't we? Heck yeah! Maybe we should put on one of these $50 to spend at your local craft store. Yeah, rock on. Ooh, maybe a little bit too much, but it's starting to cover. It's starting. Oh no, see, I got too close. Oh, crud. I wasn't watching and I fried the tape. Oh man, we'll have to do that one again. We'll have to do that one again because I didn't get to finish. Okay, let's just say the sponge worked famously well. Okay, so these two I did say, don't get too close, right? This is what happens. And it is not coming back. Oh, lordy. Okay, let's do another one. Let's go ahead and do some other kind of one here. Do you guys have any more ideas that you want to try? Let's try this again. I really think that we can get it. If I'd stop horsing around. Pay attention what I'm doing. I think it would work. Take the tape off the same card. Who said that? Let's see if we can make that work. Just peel this off. I don't want to wreck the paper. Let's see if we can get it at least off the edge. Yeah? Give it another shot. We'll cover it again. Try again. It did work famously well. Whose idea was that? Was it Miss Schaefer? I'm pretty sure it was. Alright. We're going to have a little nick here. Where you can see where the tape came back together. Alright, here we go. Let's give this another shot. Alright, number 2. Trying to be a little bit more thin because I think I was a little heavy-handed the first time. There's number 2. Alright. See how well we work together? I'm running out of paint. And I don't think I'm getting enough on that side because I was really trying not to ooze it out the edge. But it's working. Look how nice it looks. You girls are geniuses! I think we need more paint. I'm pretty sure this is dried up. I gotta rinse out this brush. I forgot to. Ooh, you should see the metallic just coming out of that brush. It's so pretty. Yeah, that's all dried up. Can we get one more? Will it cover? You can still see it. I think I'm gonna make a little bit more. I wish I had a smaller thing of soap, but last time I bought this ginormous bottle, so I just have to be really careful. There we go. All right. That got a lot of water in it. My brush was wet. We'll see if that works just as good. Don't be so heavy-handed. Now, word of the wise, if you do decide to do it this way, it's a little bit more tedious. You know, if you don't mind spending a little bit more time, maybe you're just making a couple real special ones. That did it, I think. I can't see it. I can't see it anymore. Don't get so close, Jen. Don't get so close. You're gonna mess it up again. Oh, Lord, Jenna. Just figure it out. That worked. Okay. Here we go. And yes, that one looks really nice. Okay, so we've got one that we tried hand painting. Not as nice. It's okay. This one we taped and then painted and then cut it out. Turned out pretty good. And then the sponged one. I like the sponged one a lot. I think it looks fantastic. But the reveal, like, are they going to scratch well? Is this one going to scratch not as good because it was just dried versus the one that was dried earlier? I don't know. That's one thing we're going to have to find out. So here's the first one we made. We taped it right down to the mat and we painted it. Looks pretty good. Came out pretty clean. It's your lucky day. And we don't know if this one is upside down or not because I forgot to mark the top. Ooh. This one is scratching off really nice. Oh my gosh. That was super fun. Super smooth. Really smooth. Hug from Dad. Check it out. Oh, I really like that one. And do you see how it's gray behind there? It kind of gives it a touch of, I don't know, to me it feels more realistic with the gray behind it, but you do not necessarily have to do that. This one is the one that we did second. You're fantastic. And we just kind of hand painted that on. We taped the whole card, not that it's necessary, but you can do that. Oh, this one is also coming off really smooth. Oh, ha, I didn't put a sentiment on there at all. Psych, you are not a winner. You're not a winner. You win nothing. But you're still fantastic. And this one that we just did, because I want to see. If we don't let these sit, what do you think it's going to do? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right, scratch off. Ready? Here we go. This one is also coming off really, really nicely. Look at that. Woohoo! The great reveal, 25 bucks. Happy birthday. And now I know that we did them all like same, but use your imagination. Get out the stuff that you have around your house and just create them. Now, if you want the one that I'm going to put up in our group, that will look similar to these. And you can change them to as you see fit, but they will be in silhouette format. All right? You can color them. You can color images and put stickers on them. You can use colored paper. You can use different colored markers. You could just go crazy. Clear contact paper. Try that. Nice one. And then this one from the Crazy Craft Lady is linked directly below in the description box. So if you want to get these that are all hand done, they're watercolored already, it says it's your lucky day, scratch off, and all you have to do is just type in what you want it to say. You can do these. Then once you print them, you have to put your tape over this circle, and then you have to paint on your stuff for the scratch off, right? Marlene, I don't think it has to be metallic. I think it could be whatever you want it to be. I don't see any reason why, if it's acrylic paint and soap, that it wouldn't scratch off just the same. So this, it seems like a hard project, but the steps are so simple. And if you use your heat gun, you can get those done. I mean, I made 3 or 4 of them in like 45 minutes. And that was including all my talking in the beginning and getting set up and all that stuff. So it doesn't take much time at all. If you already have the things you need, like collected and ready to roll, then it would only take a few minutes to make one. I like this. It has soap in it, and then it comes out all soapy and clean and smells like dawn in here. I'm just going to throw this out, although you can save them, because I have a whole bag of them, and I hardly ever use them. You can get those from the dollar store, by the way. Super cheap. A whole bag of them for $1. There's cotton ones, too, but I really like those foam ones because they hold up well. And then just wipe down your surfaces when you're done. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. So as we were playing around today, I see Jill asking, how much soap do you use to paint? As we were playing around today, sometimes I added half and half. Sometimes I added a whole bunch of soap and a little bit of paint. Sometimes I added more. Like, I literally think that it does not matter as long as you shoot for around half and half. Try to shoot for the same amount of each one. If you only have a little bit of soap, just add a couple of drops. I seriously, honestly, out of all those ones that we scratched today, I kept mixing it in different ways. I don't know. Go back and watch it again if you didn't notice that. And they all scratched off perfectly fine. Yeah. This mat is silicone based. It works well for me because my things stay put. Might not work well for you in your craft room because things do not slide off like they do the regular mat. So, Linda, I just want you to be aware. I can give you a link to get these, but they're silicone like what you get for heat-proof things in your kitchen, and they're sticky, so things are going to stick to them. They're not going to roll off like a mat you're used to. If that's something that you want to try, by all means, I'll give you a link. I don't know that that's going to be... It might frustrate some people. Yeah, my board, it's a little wet now. So what did I do with my towel? Did I sit on it? A lot of times I do. Sit on my towel. Nope, I don't see it. Must have ran off. You know what? There it is. It's behind it. You're welcome. Yeah, you'll be a lot happier with something that's slidey, so you can just wipe everything off. It looks easy on my end just because I'm so used to using this, and I like the fact that my things stay put and they don't roll around and get crazy on me. So super fun idea. I couldn't wait to show you guys this. I was like, this is so cool. I want to use it for like the kids at school and stuff, but I don't want to get too crazy because they're doing a whole new initiative this year. And so it doesn't really go with, you know, caught you being great and all that stuff anymore. It's more of a, the 4 B's. Like, be responsible, be safe, be, what else is it? Respectful. Be responsible. I already said that one. I know I did. Oh, there's the link for the silicone mat if you want that one. Thanks, Penny. I think that's it. I think that's all there is to it. So your tape and your soap, or your paint and your soap, and then whatever kind of paper you're going to use. So let's see, a little piece of paper here. And then your tape. Tape it over the top and then paint it on. Yeah, I think it helps for the videos too. It's a lot. I've had a lot of really good feedback from this mat, so that's why I've just kept on going with it. Ah, Sherry Covell. So if you use the clear contact paper, you can use punches or dies to cut out your shapes. Paint them, and then when you need it for a card, you can just peel off the backing paper and put it on your card. Ooh, I like that idea, Sherry. I'll have to look and see if I have any of that. Awesome. Let's see, Kathy also uses hers on the top of her glass top stove and range to give extra protection for the glass top. Yeah, right? You could use them for all kinds of stuff. Hot pads. Kathy, you'll have to tell me more about how you use it on the glass top stove, because I have one. It's really beat up. Alright, you guys. I hope that you had a lot of fun. So this weekend, I will be gone visiting my sister and my mom. It's not a sale weekend. But next weekend, the 26th, will be. So if you want to join us in our Patreon group, you would get added to the private patron group, and then you'd be eligible to come to the pre-sale. Sometimes there's cheaper stuff, and maybe you get a better deal. Sometimes there's the I always forget what we call them because we don't have them that often. The sales of stuff that people will buy stuff and then they won't pay. Oh, we call it the super loot sale. So the patrons get a chance to buy that stuff at a discount. And then also 10 to 2 on Saturdays is when everyone is welcome to come. The public is welcome to come. Bring a friend. We need your PayPal information, your full name, your PayPal email, and you're ready to go. We'll set up a bin for you and you can buy on the sales. The 2 nights that we don't have sales during the week, where I show you how to do stuff or I do a card in 10 minutes, is Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1 in 10 by Jen, which means my subscribers send in scraps of paper. I set my timer and I make a card in 10 minutes and I send it back to them. And then, like Friday today is Free Play Friday, so I'll introduce how to do something, or we'll play around with an idea, or we'll help each other out, or I'll show you step by step and give you a tutorial, kind of like I did today. We kind of did a mix of both today. So if this is something that you're really into, if you're new, you're welcome to join us. We invite you to come to our Facebook group. Anytime you're confused and you're like, okay, she said something about this and this, but I'm not sure, go to qualitycrafts.com and you'll find all the buttons for all the things. And if you're in our group is commitment free, drama free. We're super friendly. We'd love to answer your questions, help you out. You don't have to worry about being committed to doing anything. You can join in the things that you can do when you want to do them. Awesome. I hope to see a lot of you new guys in our group, and I can't wait to see you next video.